Да. Очень странно. Здесь, конечно, музыка. Вроде делаешь тише, начнет еще громче орать. Потом. Воу-воу-воу-воу. Назад. А где общая громкость? Так. Невероятно умен, плохо общение с людьми, знает много интересных фактов. Мыслит нестандартно. Имеет разве психологические способности, обаятельный, но неуравновешенный. Может начать терять рассудок. Отлично развит физически, взаимодействует с окружающим миром, использует свое тело. Исполнительный, но тупой. Какой мод? А, моторика. Господи, я думал, мотивация. Ну вот опять же сложно выбирать, когда не играл. Для чего все это надо? Куда? Энциклопедия. Поехали за медиум. Потеряем рассудок где-нибудь через полчасика и закончим на этом.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness.
Тише, можно тише сделать.
No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Твою мать.
Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby.
Просто не существовать дальше.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Кого бывших?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyssopelagic zone.
Элонс. Что такое? Элонс.
All right. Nothing down to fuck all, borough. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir?
Мне нужно удержаться.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
You can take it. You're a champion.
Мать моя женщина, да мне на шею голова присажена.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Помогите, люди, отрубите мне голову.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Ну, хотя бы в трусах. И то хорошо. Так. Электрохимия.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Естественно, это
It
суперзвезда.
appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Звезд. Можно продолжать настаивать. Так.
Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning, the necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. The blades come squeaking to a halt.
А почему она бонуса никакого не дает? Тут ж только один туфля.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. What do you mean, assess the damage? How would you do that? What are you even trying to do? The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Где второй туфля?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. It's like
Успех!
something snaps
3%.
a nerve ending, a thought, a sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
А, все, уже перестал за голову хвататься.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
No.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Да гоните.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking. Could it be because of the drinking? Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself.
A fondness for contradictory statements.
I'm sorry. I was being glib. I'm sure you're a great cop.
No, she's not. Reassert yourself by being flirtatious.
Of course.
Нахрен.
Be careful, officer. They don't
Здорово,
let the police
Black Bro.
around here.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Goodbye.
Ну что, можно тебя поздравить? Наконец-то дождался. Нет, не предлагал. Так. А где второй туфля? Я как идиот хожу в одном ботинке.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Ну, блин, тут больше нечего жмать. А я ничего не раскидывал, я стандартный взял. Один хрен пока не знаю, что мне нужно. О, во, вот он, отлично.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green.
Это секретное задание.
Indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
Это что такое полетело? Снег? И бесстыжие змеинокожие.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced. comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
О, самообладание. Зато минусик. Ну, конечно. В кожаных ботинках. Какая нахрен эквилибристик. Ой. Понял. Слушай, бро, а ты смотрел уже полное прохождение, да? Биска Элизиума? Нарезки. Когда я не знаю, если сможешь ответить. А он почему ни хера себе не помнит? Тупо из-за пьянства? Или там что-то большее? А, это колонка, нихера себе. Я думал, вот это меню песенок. Точно не скажу. Да не надо точно.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard.
А, типа все-таки не просто из-за пьянства. Все, понял.
Through a PA system, by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
Подтверждает мою свежую теорию, что я попавшая в переплет суперзвезда.
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry. No, no. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Господи, еще такие задания
Who is
дурацкие.
mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Это что такое? Приборы? Назафет? Что это такое? А, мы типа сразу же его применили, да?
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Вот как я не знаю, не проработка это в игре или специально сделано. Почему мы знаем, кто все эти люди вокруг? По идее, мы и знать не должны. Просто, условно говоря, управляющий кафетерием. Ну, как бы логично, он тут стоит. Почему мы знаем его имя?
That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Это все шиза. А, кстати, я и выбрал такого, кто может зануться. Посмотрим, что из этого выйдет. А.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. Something about it makes you feel bitter. The man plucks at the seabird, frowning. The man plucks.
А, блин.
The man plucks.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop. Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? Oh, it's not? You're right, it's not.
He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you a representative of that law. He tries to avoid outright conflict. A competent looks like something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Чё они полицейские одеты, как я не знаю, хрен пойми кто. Хотя, по идее, если они оба два следака, то они в штатском ходят.
This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Ну-ка.
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. You instinctively run your hand over the multi-patterned silk of your tie. Its slickness gives you comfort and reassurance.
Don't worry! Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop.
Это что сейчас заорало? Концептуализм?
Yes, well. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Мне известно, что я полицейский. Какие опросы?
Right. And the interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree? Mm-hmm. Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
Какие-то варианты странные.
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
Ну, видимо, нет.
So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
Давай, давай. А сейчас ты где? Не дома, что ли? А, ясно.
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body...
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. The best cure for a headache is, of course,
Morphine?
They won't have that.
А, ну
So
понятно.
cigarettes will have to do.
After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
А, все уже нельзя. Ну ладно.
The man with the unimpressed...
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Я сейчас в активном поиске имени.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective. I have everything. You?
Yes, he means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Его убил. Шикарно. Ну, логично, сразу же арестуем и увезем. Все, дело закрыто.
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey drive says.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this? Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
He ignores you.
She went away because none of your business. Extra fine.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagine.
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
No, don't listen to him. It's madness. Just talk.
Незаметно ускользнуть.
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now,
Интеризоларный
it's
реал,
safe to
господи.
assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him!
Ну что такое день? Ни хрена себе. У него там какая-то глубочайшая амнезия.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
Арестован. Вообще прекрасно.
No one is saying that! No one is saying that Ty can talk! That would be ludicrous! It's just that you should arrest him! It would be wiser! He wants to take your money!
Somehow, the knot is stuck, so you can't get it off. The lieutenant watches you struggle with it, the sweat dripping from your brow.
If you don't have the money, it's okay. None of us are in this for the wages.
That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes.
Ну,
I
взятки
guess.
берите.
I'm sorry.
Класс.
I don't think cops can take bribes.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
Я, говорит, не возьму, и взял. Зашибись.
The cafeteria manager stands silently, looking. For a moment, his antipathy is overcome by compassion for the sheer smallness of the money. He demonstratively suppresses a world-weary sigh.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. I'm sorry I couldn't help more. You should take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car, okay? We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. In time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Проблема решения. Шкафчик мыслей. Господи.
Hello, sweetie.
Криптозоолог. Господи, ты кто такой?
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Может и правда.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to? I'm sorry if I was being overly familiar. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Ну ничего, пересмотришь потом в запись, если вдруг захочется.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Скорее ее вербуй. Зайки нужны денежки. Зайким дают денежки. О, да. Всем сиська стримершам. Как тут дела? Ну, пока еще из отеля даже не вышел. Пытаюсь разобраться, тыкаясь во все подряд. Как в point-and-click квестах. Сейчас подойду. Так. Мысли, где вариантов поставил. Подожди, а я... Ишь ты. А я это как все потенциальные мысли, которые могут быть в игре. Самоубийство Краса Мазова. Хрена это вообще видно. Непонятно.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty.
Чего? Какие горы? Какой канат? Что за вопросы дурацкие? Просто спроси про ее службу. Где она служила, кем, чего? Видела ли тут что-то подозрительное? Твою мать, что за вопросы такие?
Oh my. What happened?
Кажется, я проиграл. А что ты ожидал? Я ничего не ожидал. Я так приблизительно в общих чертах представлял себе, что это игра про полицейского, у которого проблемы с алкоголем. Вот. Я ж не смотрел ничего про эту игру.
That's how I feel about the accident. I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company.
Ни хрена себе.
You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. No problem.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
Вот, кстати, у нее деньги просить не решится. А ты проходил, да, я так понимаю?
Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
В аду, мы все в аду.
We're in the city of Revshol, dear.
Чего? Ну, конечно, чтобы себе ничего не спойлерить, но не полностью до определенного момента. А почему не полностью?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revshol is the most beautiful city in the world. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revshol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Чё она такая добрая? Мы что, играем в какую-то игру?
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this
Oh,
is
yo.
taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Ох, ни хрена себе. Господи, грозные войны, мчащие по прерии на гордых жеребцах, цивилизация трепещет перед нами. Чего? Ты только до второго дня дошел? Иностранцев и женщин. Хочется верить, что диктатура. Пролетариату на что-то подсказать, что это не так.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things. Revishol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat. Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revishol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution.
А мы тогда кто,
But we
простите?
should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better.
Мы ведь не из Реваншоля. Ну, я так понял, что мы типа из пригорода. Ну, то есть недалеко живем. Потому что как-то было бы странно из другого города переть сюда. Хотя, с другой стороны, если в Реваншоле нет копов, то мы просто из других городов приехали. Как бы и вот основной персонаж и напарник его.
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
А Мартинес это что такое?
Of course, dear.
Так, ручка. Это просто лут? Ну, раз, ну так я и говорю, что если тут нет копов, прислали нас из других городов. Как бы вот.
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Не понял. А, из-за забора. А, все, увидел.
Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouth!
They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you.
Shit.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. Just take it easy.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Почему он говорит на каком-то таком типа кокни, что ли?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask whatever comes to mind.
Я не знаю, мне мне хотелось, чтобы узнать что-то про это. Вань, ты собираешься писать сообщения в стиле диска Elysium, я так понимаю?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
Не надо мне такого полного погружения. У меня вчера было полное погружение в начало этой игры.
You're testing Kuno's patience. Get lost. Kuno doesn't fuck.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and you seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cock's gonna blow, Kuno.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. More
А ему есть чем блевать? Нифига себе.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. There is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Ясно.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely
Нет, Вань, но если он как бы спал, у него вода уже, скажем так, абсорбировалась в организме и перешла в другой отдел. Хотя хер знает, может, он вообще не спал. Я просто вырубился. И буквально через 20 минут мы его обнаружили уже в этом состоянии. Так, а снять тело-то мы что, не будем тело снимать?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard.
Yes?
Я заметил, что ты за мной ходишь. Блин, такие классные вообще фразы иногда. Фига себе, платок дороже ручки. О, Блэкбро, простого здесь не будет. Ладно, я понимаю, что это ты 9 написал.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted. All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain, your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise. With its motorboats, the ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden look. Would you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half Coal City.
Господи ты, боже мой, хватит копаться у себя в мозгах. Все, выходим от Седова.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a fruit to the east. They sell them there.
0 очков. Блин, то есть я не додумал мысль и поэтому не получил очков? Раза.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Sure.
Хрена себе. Так вот просто в легкую. Да, пожалуйста, и все есть.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. Of course. Where to? There's the pier, the Cape-side apartment buildings, somewhat the harbor gates, some kind of
Так, я надеюсь, это
commotion, I
куда-нибудь
think.
записывается,
I don't
а не
follow
я это
the
должен
local
запоминать.
politics. A fleet store too. some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old.
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet.
А, Мартинс
There
де
are some
бухта.
islands
Все,
in the
понял.
bay, but they're hard to reach.
In the west is the miracle.
No problem. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Of course. I won't hold you back.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Sure, keep them. I have
Какие
another
тут все
pair.
добрые. Спирт, на, пожалуйста, перчатки. Да, на здоровье. Это предмет для задания. А-а-а. Почему-то мне кажется, что где-то через часа 3-4 игры у нас персонаж будет одет как персонаж из Вова. В начале какого-нибудь аддона нового.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in vapor emanates from the... In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime, the soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis.
Персонажа
A woman's
Геншина.
voice greets you through the static.
В смысле, аниметянкой? С большими сиськами? Надеюсь, он хотя бы побреется тогда.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Ответьте огнеходцу.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is... Oh,
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me.
А почему, собственно, вы не позвонили?
No, sorry. I don't. lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom?
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
Черт.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No, absolutely not.
Минус боевой дух, черт.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skewer thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Не, ну поморники это, конечно, довольно наглые птицы. Согласен. Да, звучит правдоподобно.
Yes, well...
Да в смысле, девочки? Я себе нанес вон травму боевого духа.
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you... Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore.
0 очков. Тут было сообщение плюс 50. Почему? Это как? Или типа я просрал плюс 50?
With that song. Then there was your room, your project, an experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me, threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The coolest guy in Jamrock. Something about disco, too.
Турнизм быстро набирается. Ага. Да, нехило. А, и все, ну это... А, ну это фигня, подумаешь.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself. The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet. Damn it! I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every
Хрена себе мелочь.
She's worried she might have
То есть
accidentally
про
done
птицу она
something bad.
помнит, а
Then
про
she
документы из
realizes
унитаза, которые ей пришлось доставать, она не помнит. Что, избирательная у вас память, мадам. Надо вас задержать на 15 суток. Для более пристрастного допроса. Возможно, это вы повесили человека.
Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them, not mine.
something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
Ты худшая барная девка в моей жизни.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. All sorts of things. From disco, rock too. So much disco and rock. Which one would that be?
Грустную.
Sad? I think the one you mean is the smallest church in Saint-Saëns. Richard that right up.
Interesting. You still have to find it, however. You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st, come in, over.
Почему все диспетчера французским акцентом говорят? Что в 41-м участке, что в этом в 50 какой-нибудь там. 52-й, что ли.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard.
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir. Over. Ten-4. Your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over. 10-9, repeat message. Over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain.
10-22, the captain. This sounds bad. Bad and scary.
Is it him? What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
О, это кто?
This is communication officer Jules Pidieux, sir.
А, ну да, они французы. Что вообще в этом мире происходит?
You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Dietmar, sir. Over.
Did he lose his memory along
На
with his
задержу,
fucking bed?
но не все.
Who lost his badge?
Господи, там весь участок, что ли, собрался, слушает.
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
О, Дик Малин, все, мы узнали свое имя.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
asking you to stop. Says this is serious.
Of course it's serious. He lost his fucking badge.
Satellite Officer Vicmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. He says this has probably...
Oh god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's...
Satellite Officer Vicmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station.
Mullen dicked us.
Stanford, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Плюс уровень. Ага, окей.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Так. А ствол-то точно потерял.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun, too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
Ну, если в инвентаре нет. Блин, если бы в жизни все было так просто, открываешь этот интерфейс инвентаря, так смотришь, о, есть, все отлично.
Don't sweat it, Bratan. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over.
Подожди, он галстук сказал братан.
Ten-9, coming officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Что не должен был? Ну, в смысле, он же по-английски говорит. Сказал бы бро. Ай-яй-яй.
Everything gets scrambled in your brain.
Я знаю, там же написано, что как красные не проходятся, белые проходятся.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just a gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean request.
The fuck do you need a gun for? Look at the pythons on your arms. You are a gun. The biggest one in the world.
А я не замечал, в смысле не замечал. Он прям даже выделил это слово. Он именно сказал братан. В смысле, звуком, голосом, не в тексте. Блазм пушку. Чё? Я про проверки хотел. Не, про проверки написано. Наводишь и написано же все.
It's a single shot kill A9. An armistice to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore.
В разработке. Но это эстонцы делали. Как бы. А в Эстонии по историческим причинам довольно много русских. Ну или русскоязычных. Но просто, опять же, как бы к чему это было в тексте. Я понимаю, допустим, как этот заводной апельсин. Там из-за... Ну, как сказать... В лоре мира прописано, что переплелась английская и ну, там, вот эта советская культура. И поэтому у них там довольно много слов русскоязычных в лексиконе. Но тут пока что это первый такой звоночек, скажем так. И исходил он от галстука, а не от человека.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a...
Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself, but Disco hit him piss his pants. Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his ass. He still got his wiener.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you asked...
Now is a good time to say fuck and ass and so on. That'll make this all right.
That's a negative.
Никак не буду.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only...
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Satellite Officer V.
Огнеходен.
I'm afraid he might be referring to...
Почему нет других вариантов?
Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing.
Satellite Officer V. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm.
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. 10-4, I hear...
Что-то мне кажется, финансовую помощь они не выделят. Зачем имя? Меня этот... Как там? Амброзио Франсуа де ля Перли, как что он там назвал.
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
Asking for money.
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
Для расследования в высшей степени критично, чтобы не увидели денег.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent.
Request denied, sir.
Nothing is working.
Anything else, sir? Over. Roger that.
18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around communication officer. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused, delirious.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his
А вот
partner.
откуда у нас описание происходящего в участке?
Near the entrance.
Это так просто для игрока объясняют? Или там визуальная связь?
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, all right. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there. I mean, before he started begging for money, it was...
Enough! None of this is funny.
Просто мне интересно это,
Sad. That's what
так
it
сказать,
is.
технологический уровень этого
One
мира.
of us condemn this.
Потому что пока что похоже на 60-70-е.
We must help him.
Но при этом у повешенного то ли протезы роботизированные на ногах, то ли какая-то такая странная броня. В общем, я пока не очень понимаю, на что этот мир похож.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's...
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. You wouldn't.
Он бы нас не бросил. Так, отлично. Персонаж не полное говно.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of...
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work.
А вот почему вот его зовут Олдбой, а не Ван на поясе? Могли бы и эстонские слова сюда ввернуть. Броня керамическая. Нихера себе. Fallout уже какой-то.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The handles are long, the pry bar cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
Может, заведем и покатаемся.
The Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you are familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Kopo type.
Есть какие-то копы-типы.
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Крутой коп. Какой-нибудь коп при пушке.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. You know, Apocalypse,
Апокалипсиса.
Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copo type from sorry to anything.
Ты всегда можешь взять мультикопу тип из... Что, блядь? Что это за херня сейчас происходит?
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
КГ трансформер. Да он не трансформер, он скорее лего. Мы что-то с самого начала себя по кускам собираем. А почему у них цена не написана, я не понял. Мне сейчас деньги важнее. Ох, ядрить. А тут что, еще и боевка, что ли, есть? Тебе уже внутри империи на 7. И что? Я просто смотрю тут, что есть что. Просто, ну, оно у меня изначально было. Это как бонусу к психике шло. Так, а вот сам интеллект я никак не могу прокачать, да? Или если я буду что-то прокачивать в ветке интеллекта, он будет сам качаться? Или как? Да, что да? Нельзя на вопрос или ответить да. Это не булевский вопрос. А, наверное, понятно. Да, нет, наверное. Спасибо. Плюс рядом с критическими зачем? Ну вот не знаю, не нажимается. Просто я вот думаю, есть ли смысл качать, условно говоря, энциклопедию или логику, при том, что я не смогу их нормально прокнуть. То есть я тупо провалю проверку интеллекта. Кто тут шарит за механику игры? Я качал то, что мне было нужно для проверок белых. А тут на все есть проверки. То есть вот из всего, что тут нарисовано, процентов 85 или даже 90 уже были проверки. Ну вот я не помню, что была проверка на визуальный анализ и на логику. А, ну вот и вот все, что связано с моторикой, тоже не было. Хотя на эквилибристику был анализ. Вот то, что тебе сейчас надо. А я не ебу, что мне сейчас надо. Вот в чем прикол. Так, ну-ка, стоп. Побежали обратно. Закрыто на зиму, используйте главный вход. Ну, следы у трупа я ж не смогу проверить. О, с диваном можно поговорить.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look all...
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
А, ясно. Сможешь, если прокачаешься. А как? Не понял. А я думаю, их дверь смогу ломиком взломать. Нет? Она не зеленая.
He also tries not to look at the pile of take viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
Таков мой путь.
He nods.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity?
Я тут отрезал буржуазную этику.
I have no idea what that means.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Now without the expression. It's just hairy.
Ухватив болторезом. Хрена себе, болторезом. То есть он еще и как гаечный ключ работает.
The mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Now without the expression. It's just hairy.
Так, а где? Во. Техника — это моторика. Ядрить, колотить. Ну, попробуем так.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Стойкость легендарна. Ну типа, чтобы не блевануть. Нагромождение извечно. Чё, блядь? А где это?
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Mm-hmm.
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
Your heart beats twice like a fist. The serotonin deficiency makes your teeth clench. The lieutenant blinks, his mouth slightly open, and his...
Excuse me, I was lecturing you. I shouldn't have. You should consult a medical professional if you feel that you need help. You can use the radio...
This habit of dispensing wisdom has been brought to his attention before. He will not think less of you for lashing out. He is trying to curb it. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances.
What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the whirling in rags hostel. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Блин, надо было с ним сразу об этом поговорить.
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Ронни. Так.
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was...
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this case. A rich one, in fact. Part of a murder sex cult.
Ух ты, правда, охренеть. Черт. Давай, Вань, убегай.
No, not really.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time.
Новое задание. Пить
If you want
камеринье.
my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
What if you did it? Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing. And are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Мысли он. Чё? Получим понятие. Ага, понял. Как он может быть убийцей, при том, что он прибыл сюда? Для проверки. Выходи.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, you crack open the ammonia ampoule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to... The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders.
В смысле, покрытые эмалью ботинки. Вот это ботинок, что ли, выше колена?
Industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
They are armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel, fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages. As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. Piece by piece, he's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces.
А почему ботинки остались?
Could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags. Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for the red-haired thing.
I hear you, cop, talking shit about the Kuno. Come here and say it to Kuno's face. You wanna fuck me, huh?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring and the guy's a total vitupaz.
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Хрена себе.
Yes, that's what I said.
Осуждаем.
Compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Твою кляшу.
Try what exactly? I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
В этом плане. Я думал, это как протез у него там прикручено к скелету.
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down, and second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. All right then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected? Of course there aren't. Don't be naive. You still feel as though there might be some honor points. And if there are, you've surely earned one.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Пояснили, главное. Пацан, который кидает камни.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Extremely. Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
Чего, блять? Привязывают пятнистого жирафа к стенкам клетки для перевозки. Чего?
No. More like in a harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Ух, я-то думал, если мне это написали по игре, то это имеет какое-то значение. Нет, это чушь. Несмотря на то, что был успех.
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
No. You feel like it was something else. But what?
Yes, it often is. This bed worries me. It's not merely polyester. It's still
Армирован, нихера себе.
See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
Так, а у меня же болторез. Где
The
болторез?
cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp, and an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak. Your fist clenches suddenly.
Бессрешительно диско.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting...
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
The pattern does not stir patriotic or religious sentiment in you. What it does is speak to the wounded, limping animal, the male in particular, unable to communicate in anything more than grunts. It's impossible to tell if its advice is right or wrong.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical...
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Protruding comically, dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
I'm gone. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Coppo. Into the wild pale in the past. Way out in the west. Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
Интересно.
It's a mishmash, Copabolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like. Well, I'm not from Messina, am I? My hair is too light a shade of brown. Trust your inner racist. You think I am. You think I was a racist because this lump looks military and has tattoos. That's called profile. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you? Captain Coppadromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on what do you mean? It's the power of your... Imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Coming right up, copperoonie rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along. Because you have. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Listen to yourself. You're not a Raphael anything. You're probably just Harry or something. That's right. Harry. You can be anything you want, Brother Copo. Sure, Lobo. Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air, smooth.
Do I remind you of someone?
Младенца, страдающего орликинизмом. Твою мать.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just
feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Copo.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and...
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark...
So, what do you think?
Я думаю, что он труп. Логично.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into...
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air.
Of course. You
Так
have
почему оно
questions,
светится?
don't you? Come back late.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once it's done.
The cadaver slowly twists.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Да в смысле? А болторез? Я что, прям в руке держу? Где фраза про болторез? А, есть кнопка принять, отлично.
Someone else? You mean like the police? Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the crew.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
What else can we do?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots, anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs.
Так, визуальный анализ. Где он тут? О, понятно.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Maybe.
О, отлично.
No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. One, standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2, standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4, standard work boot, number 45 or 46. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5, another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. but the imprints are twice as deep as the others.
200
The weight
килограмм.
exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the...
How many?
$400 миллионов.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? $200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name it the old soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
A drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Да в смысле? 7 дней прошло, какой убийца, вы чё?
You're right. Let's keep a low profile. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. The man before you is naked, but for a...
Yes, we do. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous...
Confirmed. It's unsafe. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
How do you plan to get him down then? With social sensibility? Are you going to educate him down?
Эй! Иди, хоть поговорим. Они, конечно, не будут помогать.
Pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pigs come to take me.
She means it. The fear is real.
I'm going away for a long... What's going on there? fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Stay away from me, pig! You don't want to see.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno's Kuno, pig?
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revish.
He lays the names out there with pride and precision, like cards on a table. Right when he's getting distracted, there's a malevolent hiss.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Everybody!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please! No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance over you.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
No! Get off Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first.
Listen to your friend. Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno! Look, I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look. It's good you said that. Here it is. Here we go. Kuno likes this. Oh no! You pussied out again. Shouldn't have done that. Pass you around like candy, fat boy. Pass your fat ass around. King Kuno!
Backing up was a bad idea. Now he thinks he's established dominance over you.
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with—
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch.
Click, 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 click!
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out.
Малый генерит.
You have to get more out
Ему
of
очень
him.
холодно.
He could be useful.
Не, ну он просто мелкий засранец. В городе, в котором ненавидит коп.
Get your snout out of Kuno's ass. Kuno knows how hard you should give up, Popo.
You okay, Kuno?
That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a minor seizure.
The fuck about it? Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fuck imp's got one big thing. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on.
Интересно, а может как-то прокачать себе навыки так, чтобы унизить ребенка? И сбить с него эту спесь? Или нужно чисто физически?
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or... So yeah, he's the one you wanna talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
К сожалению, нет навыка ведения диалога на пиздюковском. Ну почему? По идее, авторитет можно прокачать и его задавить авторитетом.
Probably climbed. Kuno, you heard Kuno? I don't know. Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno is in fucking Night City. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. And you
Интересно,
don't need to know.
это отсылка на Киберпанк?
Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Про Найт Сити.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this con...
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Get the fuck out of here calling Kuno stupid. Pigs come to Kuno for guidance, then say he's stupid.
They're lost without you, Kuno. They need you.
Why don't you figure your shit out yourself before you...
Maybe we should.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there.
Киптша. Господи, что за... Что это значит?
Look it up in the library. Kuno's
Понятно.
not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Извечнит.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind, lazy dinks.
А, все, понял.
No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climb the ladder up to your magic tree house.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Так, это про броню, понятно. Почему восприятие в моторике? Очень странно.
Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material Eternite.
Что такое-то, блин?
An inconspicuous pile.
Это не улучшило зрение, нет?
Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective.
Такими мелочами не занимаемся.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Куда ты идешь? Вон там точка. This door is going to collapse soon. Почему по-английски? Так, все. А, это я случайно нажал. Как тут деньгами разбрасывается на крыше. Я думаю, мы так долго будем 160 собирать монетков. И что, мы сейчас просто за монетками вышли?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing ahead. Man down, a trooper has been left behind the enemy lines. You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight, but you know there's the RCM signature rectangle on the cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
Yes, it's probably yours.
Ваш?
There's the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Нет, не могу.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance. But the look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
А зачем прыгать? Можно просто перелезть. Вот сюда вот на парапетик. Зачем прям прыгать?
What are we doing? Or it could be that we are...
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
Ну, конечно же, нет. Сейчас ёбнется. Нет, ну хоть не ёбнулся.
No, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high. You could have died there. Shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
I got you, Bratan.
Да хорош.
Just adjust your breathing a little bit. There, isn't that better?
Hey, what's happening? You okay? It's okay. You're just having a little panic attack. Try to breathe as slowly as you can, alright?
The necktie lets go a little. It's a vicious grip easing around your neck.
Good. We can always come back when you're feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
А туда мне попасть только прыгнул, да? Интересно, однако.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a... There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death. The lieutenant leans in to inspect the lock.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or... We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
You stick
Oh,
the pry
ничего себе.
bar into the fissure beneath the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. there is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Легендарный, да, именно он. Ствол, в смысле, не упоминается. То, что я его проебал, упоминается, и все.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic among the threadbare kitchen towels. Some as the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stage. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a
Я почему-то думал, что мы в мусорном баке ствол найдем. Ну
The
ладно.
loops appear stretched, but
Дополнительные улики тоже нормально.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Хорошо, что мы в перчатках.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military type overgarment. No label, so remember. This is the kind of red-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban
Никогда не
scenario.
перестанут сверлить.
Anything more?
Всегда кто-то это делает.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Кружка, я и кружку эту заберу. Давай.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. Only in its social sensibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple, nothing. It's not. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes. Written in a man's
О, это
handwriting.
бумаги наши, отлично.
Officer, is that your paperwork? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
Наверное, портил мой стиль.
Well,
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list.
Блин, а я думал, это просто лут.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperate, it's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Нюхать журнал, твою мать.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue hand. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not complete. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The
Это
Unsolvable
ХП.
Case.
Как бы здоровье и боевой дух.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Да черт его знает. Ну, что-то типа выносливости, мне кажется.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
А зачем ему-то в помойку лезть?
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters.
А, вот почему Ваня сказал, что ручка
It's
полезная.
almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Демоны ярости живут в зеркалах. Да с чего ты взял, что у него рентген очки? Это обычные очки. У него плохое зрение.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. Could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
О, 42, нормально. Но не поможет.
It's proving to
Не
be
помогло.
harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling.
Провал ожидаемо. В смысле? У меня тут проколи и 6, и 5%.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Any capable light with the right wavelength.
И в этом и дело. Ну да.
All RCM vehicles have
Тем более еще и прокачался.
halogen watermarks.
Тем более должно было не прокнуть.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
Ну блин, да, на самом деле, используя механику игры, хотя оно там белое было или красное,
While a bunch of
я уже
solid
забыл.
papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Ну да, оно белое было. Надо было сначала один раз юзнуть, потом прокачать логику и еще раз.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each
Блин,
is easy
пипец,
enough to make sense
какая
of. The
духота.
rest of
Все,
the
хорош.
stickings.
Потом. Этот журнал прям отдельная игра в игре.
An old call box
Ёб
with
твою
a
мать.
matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Не знаю, не пробовал сейфскам использовать. Да, с другой стороны, не прокнуло и не прокнуло, хрен с ним. А никого вообще не возмущает, да, что тут деньги просто взял с кухни?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager.
The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface feels rough.
А он эту хрень что, получается, сам вспоминает? Я типа ему в топку мысль закинул и все? И мозг думает? Занятно. Опыт 75 100. Очки. А, мне типа... Опыт нужен. Так я уже набрал больше 100. Непонятно немножечко, ну ладно. Так, ну, в глаза смотреть. Свети ему фонариком.
Can I help you? What thing? Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers.
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Ему 160 надо. Навряд ли их можно просто насобирать.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter.
We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put...
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out.
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Yes? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? Absolutely out of the question.
Совет исключено.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Пипец. Бро, ты можешь мне объяснить, почему ты хотел эту игру на стрим?
A thin man is smoking below. As you step in, it must be his name. Garanci. Garanci, Quebec. Sounds representative.
Просто было интересно посмотреть прохождение в твоем... Ну, это ж, блин, просто гигатонны текста.
The man puts his cup down and replies something.
И опять же никакого экшона.
Drawing
Ну,
arcs
по крайней
in
мере,
the
пока
air.
что.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. You see a heavy steel
Кстати,
door.
почему я ломиком? Зато рофлов полно. Ну тут вся игра один большой рофл.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Давно время дерябнуть.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime. Maybe who cares? Just rum. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above you.
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbor. Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Why the yelling, man? Wait, what? No, he was just sleeping.
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
Организовать стачку.
Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one fall. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? I can tell you this.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod. Then, so Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
They got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. Or just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him. The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is all...
Так, 90. Ага, все-таки прокачивается. Отлично. Ну ладно. Значит, рано или поздно дорогу ему домой вспомнит.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up, with the lights unfold with a little click.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to step...
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes up.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and there are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Что мне это дало?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
The first row represents your years of service.
Годы.
18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Напивался как мегазвезда. Чё тут красной нитью про мегазвезду идет?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth coincided with some heady days for Revachol. But let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
То есть все-таки мегакоп.
Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
ГГ король диска. Он король, я не знаю, чего. Пьянок, расследований и, возможно, диска.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Перчатки у вас уже есть. Нормально.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The lieutenant nods. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlight. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child in the middle of a broken plaza in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime. 2 men, one slim, the other.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not. Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your...
Опыт 0 100. А, это вообще никак не связано. Это он мне просто опыт показывает, и все. А тут реально тупо время. Ага.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is... Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
У всех ходить денег спрашивать.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods. See,
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Why not? Was she not friendly enough? Were you not compelled to talk to her?
Ну-ка.
Sir, watch the language. My child would never do such a thing.
Ебать, что такое естественно. Да,
the woman
нахер.
before you scans the
Ну и ладно. Само сохранилось. Хорошо. Все на этом. Что-то уж слишком напрягает игра. Ой. Поначалу еще как-то нормально. И потом все больше и больше информации. Тяжеловато все-таки. Так, ну может попозже. Продолжение не ждать. Фиг его знает, посмотрим. Мне не то, чтобы игра не понравилась, а просто слишком много информации сразу навалилось. Там оно у меня в башке переварится. Может потом и продолжим. То есть официально забрасывать диск Elysium пока я не собираюсь. Ну вот. Может попозже еще стрим запущу, хотя я вряд ли. Надо все-таки в себя прийти. Ой. Полноценно. В конце концов, еще неделю работать. Ну а пока давайте. До новых стримов всем. Я ушел. Чус.